Alright guys, so here comes a classic that has been remade so many times, and yet the only one that was actually good was the 2005 Peter Jackson movie. And I want to tell a little bit history about this movie as well. It was ironically Adolf Hitler's favorite movie. What? I didn't say that all classics have a good part of history to it. But anyway, all that aside, let's get on to it. So, King Kong. King Kong came out in 1933, and it stars, what the heck is his name? Robert Armstrong. Yeah, no relations to the moon, I promise you. And Robert Armstrong plays Carl Denham, and he is a film director. He knows how to film animals and bringing it to the public, besides, you know, capturing animals and putting them in zoos. He's mostly known for catching the animals on camera and making movies about them, so he's made a pretty decent amount of money as well. But he wants to put this new picture together, but this one's going to be a new place. It's going to be a island that no one has ever been to and everything. He was given a map one day. He wants to explore this island and all such, but he also wants to make a movie there as well. But apparently he can't find the right actress to play the leading girl. So he goes out into the city to try and find one, and while shopping for apples at one point, this girl tries to steal an apple. She gets caught, almost get arrested. He pays for it, and once when he sees her, he says, "You're perfect. I want you for my movie." So the girl, who's named Ann Darrow, is also played by Fay Wray. Yes, that's her name. Shut up. And she is a low-class girl. She used to be an actress at a point, but the studio closed down and she's on the streets and all such. But she really does want to do this movie, so she joins the crew. They get on the ship and they sail off towards this island and everything. Now, one thing I can really grasp on this film is the fact that it's present-day New York City for that time. I mean, it's 1933 in the movie, so the fact that our main character, Ann Darrow, is actually a low-class person with no job and is forced to stand in the food lines that were famous for the Great Depression, I'd say her character felt really relatable, so I can understand how this movie became a massive success. Anyway, so Carl Denham finally explains the island to everybody. It's basically this round island with a little peninsula sticking out of it, while the big part of the island is surrounded by a wall. Apparently everyone forgot what was on the other side of it, and when that captain asked him what's on the other side of it, he said, "There's something on the other side of that wall, something that the natives fear," or whatever. But anyway, with a short sailing trip from the bottom part of Africa, then southwest and all such, because that's totally a short trip, especially from New York City and all the way there. They finally make it to the island. Yeah, it's really short. It's not like the Peter Jackson one where you have to wait ages to get there and everything. But anyway, they get to the island, they run into the people there, and the natives there apparently are not that friendly. They want them to go, feel like they've broke their ceremony, whatever, because they're giving the next bride of Kong over. Except the natives see Ann Darrow and calls her the Golden Woman. They want her to be the bride of Kong. But apparently the sailors turn her down and they go back to the boat and whatever. Now Jack Driscoll, the first mate of the crew, not like Gilligan, but he's the first mate. Yeah, he's not a writer in this one. He apparently breaks out his feelings for Ann Darrow, and I'm thinking, this is a little rushed. I mean, I see you two ignoring each other a lot. She's talking to you, you're ignoring her. It's cute banter altogether, but suddenly you say you love her, and suddenly it's blossomed to a romance? Whatever, 1933, what can I say? But anyway, Ann Darrow gets captured by the natives, they put her on the other side of the wall, and here comes one of the most aged visual effects I could say for this movie, and that is King Kong himself. Now, since it's the year 1933, and it's also the worst year of the Great Depression for America in general, they didn't have the money for like claymation or, you know, big costumes and everything to make it look real. So they made this small little toy. It's metal on the inside so they can move it for stop motion, but it's covered in fur and whatever. They made two of them. One with Kong with his mouth open, one with a creepy grin on his face. So there's that. And for 1933, it has aged, but give it a break. I mean, it was the worst year for the Great Depression, so the fact that they can actually make a movie like that during that year alone is nothing short of a miracle. But once when they go after Kong and all such, in comes the dinosaurs, and their effects, well, they haven't aged well either. But I will admit there was one moment in this movie where I was thinking, that right there, that is cool. I can understand why that freaked people out during that time period. They made this raft to sail across a river and whatever. It's all foggy out and all such, and this long neck dinosaur, I think it's an apatosaurus or whatever it is, comes out of the water, and with the mist and everything, and you just see its head like appear. I'm thinking, that just looks like the Loch Ness Monster right there. And the music to it is absolutely outstanding. I mean, the first time you hear the roar, and then you see the head, and the music just kicks on, it just puts you in a position like, you gotta see this all the way through. And then it's followed by a really funny scene where that long-necked plant-eating dinosaur is eating people. Because I guess they didn't figure out that not all dinosaurs were carnivores just yet. But in the end, I gotta say, King Kong is definitely a classic in my mind. I enjoyed it despite the visual effects not aging so well. It's still a good story. I love the history of this film. This film was literally the reason why I got so interested in old movies. So I gotta give it credit where credit's due. Despite the aging effects, I gotta say, King Kong is definitely legendary. Especially for a movie that keeps getting remade over and over and over again. Even one with the Twin Towers. Let's not go into detail about that. And also Peter Jackson, who liked the movie so much that you could tell that he was a fan. Because with this 2005 movie, it's like a shot-for-shot remake of the original 1933 movie. He even has the little robot that they used for King Kong. So guys, King Kong, the 1933 version. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.